This year at E3, we're showing a few things. We're really concentrating on multiplayer. So we showed the first live demo of full party multiplayer group combat, fighting group bosses, getting to really see how the party dynamic works and different classes interact with different groups. We actually announced a number of cool stuff. We announced player ships. So every player is actually going to have their own ship, and there are different ships for all the different class types. So we showed the Jedi ship, which is very peaceful, has like a little meditation area. We showed the Sith ship, which is somebody described as sort of like the Millennium Falcon had a baby with a TIE fighter. It's very dark, very cool looking, lots of very sort of punchy pieces to it. The ships are your base of operations, and you can go off into space and travel with them. Your companion characters stay there. You can go in and socialize. Really cool stuff. We also showed off the first war zone. Our war zones are our PvP areas that are set aside that you can go in with a team and go against the other side, really get some battle going on. We also announced 2 new playable species. So we have the Chiss, who are in, and we show a Chiss actually as an Imperial agent. The Chiss are actually the only aliens we've shown that are fully allied with the Empire. The Empire tends to actually be very anti-alien, and they've got an interesting relationship. We also showed the Twi'leks, which are obviously like major fan favorites, and people are really excited because there's the class stories, and we've really hit on that. Every class has its own unique story. The Smuggler story is fun and crazy and over the top. The Bounty Hunter story is more sort of a Western. You're one guy in a gun. You know, they've got very different tones. And of course, that's sort of said, okay, well, what's the big story? And right now you're seeing a lot of the Origin World stuff, and up there it's a lot more class specific. As you get in more into the world, it becomes much more multiplayer focused. And then we have things like the World Arcs, which are our giant multi-quest, huge, long, awesome adventures with choices to make and everything to do as a party. And that's where you really develop the story of the Republic versus the Empire, where the war grows, where the war changes, where huge events happen, where you guys are going to be out there really trying to determine who's going to dominate a planet, pull in new allies, etc. The only thing we've talked about in PvP so far is the war zones. So you can go in there, you're gonna, the actual first war zone is on Alderaan, you're gonna go in with a team, you're gonna fight against another team. We haven't given any other details yet, and we actually haven't talked about any PvP outside of there. Group play in the Old Republic has really 2 things to it. One, we want to make sure that it's easy to be the character that you want to be, right? We talked about advanced classes. We talked about each class is going to split up really into 2 completely different classes. And then inside those advanced classes, you have full customization. But we also want to make sure that you're never in that part where, hey, we don't have the right people to actually run this scenario. We can't do this adventure tonight. We can't balance our party. And that's where companion characters actually come in and help a lot, is because companion characters can sort of give a secondary class on top of what you're doing. So if you don't have the healer that night, everybody could go get their healer companions and bring them with them. And then, you know, it's not quite the same as having like a fully fledged person there that's, you know, going to do what only a human can do. But you guys are probably going to be able to get through that scenario now. So we want to be able to like have that dynamic, you know, yeah, this guy's a tank, this guy's a DPS, but it's a little bit more fluid, and it allows the players to be more flexible on how they want to play on any particular day. Star Wars: The Old Republic is coming for PC in spring of 2011. We'll see you all online.